Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another top 10 video on my top 10 best action figures of the year 2021. Try to pick up your favorite action figures, you can do so.
Search your feelings, you know it be true.
Dorkside Toys is a store for you. Link below.
And while you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And these are not my top 10 figures over here, but these are the honorable mentions. Now, the way I'm doing my top 10 list, because I collect so many different licenses from different brands, I'm trying to keep it to one licensed brand at a time. Very tricky to do. One of the figures on my list, they're kind of representing like that whole company, you know what I mean? So there's only one Mafex figure on my top 10 list, and yeah, Psylocke is not it. I love that figure though, but there are a couple of ones that I think are a little bit better than that one. Same thing like with McFarlane Toys. Like if you see that on the list, well, it's not on the list, but the two that almost made it are the Year 2 Batman. Yes, I love this figure. And the Death Metal Batman. Amazing Yamaguchi. That's like the best, my favorite Amazing Yamaguchi figure of the year is the Iron Spider. Transformers, holy crap, they nailed it this year. Or the Hasbro Transformers anyway. I mean, this Dinobot over here is so freaking badass, and I haven't had to buy any Masterpiece Beast Wars figures because the regular Hasbro Transformers Beast Wars figures have been so freaking cool. I'm just happy with these. We have the Loose Collector Lady Death. Oh my god, Diamond Select has done an incredible job this year. Not putting that Immortal Hulk on the list is really hard to do. The Four Horsemen and whatever the hell this thing is called. Oh my god, this thing is so freaking sick. I can never remember the names, man. They're always really tricky to remember. NECA's put out some incredible stuff. We have Goliath. We have the Deluxe Kang over here. The Metalhead was amazing, but out of all of the stuff that's been put out by NECA the last year, the Krang right here, that's number one for me. And super difficult not putting Far From Home Spidey on the top 10 list. Holy crap, I love this figure. So a lot of great stuff. Oh yeah, same thing with the Doctor Strange right over here. Plunderlings nailed it this year. They just barely missed the top 10, but holy crap, the Feral Cheddar right there, an amazing figure. I love what they've done. But anyway, enough about the runner-ups. Let's get on to the top 10 action figures of 2021. Oh, and I wanted to include some other honorable mentions. I think this is the only Mezco figure I picked up in 2021, but I love this Nosferatu. If you haven't seen the movie, you got to check it out. It holds up. It's 100 years old, and that movie is actually still very entertaining. Jar Jar Binks over here was my favorite Star Wars Black Series figure. I really feel like it was a bad year for Star Wars Black Series for the most part, but there's still some good stuff throughout the year. 3-Zero's done incredible things. I think this Iron Man Mark 43 figure is incredible. However, I just don't like how tall it is. The fact that it's a much older armor, it's like my hype and excitement for this particular armor. I've seen it so many times in so many figures. It just didn't make the list. And then we have the Super 7 Scythe. Actually, this year I picked up a bunch of Super 7 figures. I love the Metalhead, and I love this Scythe. This is my favorite one from Super 7. And then Hasbro's Lightning Collection Power Rangers figures. This Pudgy Pig is great, man. I never reviewed this figure, but man, I love this thing. So at the number 10 spot, I am giving it to the G.I. Joe Classified Series Zartan PulseCon exclusive. Holy crap. Talk about fun factor. You get all kinds of interchangeable faces and heads with this figure. Look at all those accessories. He's holding all of his accessories on his person, which is really badass. You can see some of his skin kind of changing color right before our very eyes, as it is very cold in this garage. If you put him in the freezer, he'll turn blue. And actually, I've left him in this garage for a period of time where he just turned blue on his own. So I love the color changing feature. It is really badass, man. This figure's sculpt and everything is just absolutely amazing, except for the lower torso. I feel like it gets a little bit weird right there, so there's that. Also, it's a re-released figure, or redone figure, so it gets knocked down a couple of points, but holy crap, love the G.I. Joe Classified stuff, and this Zartan figure is just something that I think is just truly amazing. And at the number 9 spot, I'm giving it to the McFarlane Toys Deluxe Violator. This thing is just incredible, man. I mean, I can't tell you how awesome the paint and sculpt is on this piece. Look at the back of it. It's just loaded with paint and sculpted detail. They didn't spare any of the details with the paint apps at all with this thing. It just stuns me every time I look at it. And then for the price point, holy crap, man, this thing's like 50 bucks. Dude, I feel like you're getting a hell of a figure. It's really heavy. There's a lot of plastic in here. There's a lot of articulation. I mean, the articulation on this thing is freaking great for how big and bulky it is. I guess I wish it did have bicep swivel, but I'm still really impressed with this thing. The only downside of it really is that it's not the classic Violator design that I'm used to seeing, but I still like seeing this big chunky version right over here, and I gotta say, I love it. And at the number 8 spot, I'm giving it to the Four Horsemen's Equidron. Holy crap, this is amazing. Wow, just an absolute stunning piece. The sculpt, the paint on this is just outstanding and at another level that I just don't really see very often. And the Four Horsemen, holy crap, man, they just have incredible skill set for their figures over. I mean, I'm just very impressed by the paint apps and sculpt. It blows my mind. I've had this on display around the house in several places and everything, and it has had a home on the shelf. Just absolutely love this figure. It's one of my favorite figures from the Four Horsemen. The only downside to it really is the articulation could be a little bit limited. However, they have been seemingly upping the articulation. It's just at the elbows and the knees. I wish there was more range of movement over there, but man, it doesn't take away from that paint and sculpt, which just absolutely blows my mind. I had to put this figure on the top 10 list. And at number 7, we have the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Motaro. And oh my god, this is one that I've been wanting for most of my life. And I am thoroughly impressed with the execution of this figure. Yeah, I wish there was maybe a torso cut in the middle of it, but that's the only real downside for me, man. The sculpt on this, the paint, the articulation, except for that mid-torso cut that I had hoped it could have, it's still an amazing, stunning piece. I also really love the accessories that this comes with, but holy crap, that fully posable tail, I just didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I just absolutely love it, and the execution of the figure overall is just something to behold. It's just an awesome looking piece. Always catches my attention when I see him on the Mortal Kombat section of my shelf, and I had to put him on the top 10 list. And at number 6, I'm giving it to the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Titanium Man. This figure is so freaking awesome. I know the paint scheme is fairly simple, but I think the execution of the figure is just absolutely fantastic. I really like the articulation a lot, the sculpted detail throughout, and that metallic green finish looks dope. There's something about the head sculpt that I just really like, how plain it is and everything. But this figure actually crosses from Marvel Select to Marvel Legends, and you could put it back in Marvel Select again, so I think that is great. Also, Diamond Select Toys has really put out a lot of great figures this year. Not having the Immortal Hulk on this list was very hard for me to do. I really liked the Human Torch figure. I really liked the Disney Plus Falcon Cap figure, so they did a lot of great stuff. But yeah, this one right here I think is the coolest thing they did this year, and I had to put it in the top 10 list. And next we have the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Movies Final Battle Thanos. And this is my favorite Endgame Thanos figure in my collection. I love this thing. I just have one issue with it, and that's the armbands, which you cannot see here because, yeah, they just fall off way too easy. But the sculpted detail, the articulation on this guy is great. I love the accessories that he comes with, and I had so much fun posing this figure around. Oh god, I had such a great time with it. I got lost in the action figure abyss, and it had to be in the top 10. And at the number 4 spot, I'm giving it to the Hot Toys Spider-Man Far From Home Mysterio figure. Oh, dude, I just reviewed this, and I just still love looking at it. I haven't really been able to put it down. I just love this figure. Now, between this one and the Far From Home upgraded suit, that was like the two that I really wanted to pick. I also love the Mark IV Armor Spider-Man, but this one right here is so unique and different. I love the light up feature. I love the accessories. These aren't even all the accessories that he comes with. My one real gripe with it is that just getting it out of the box right away, I had a little piece of wire come out of the cape, which bugs me, but, you know, as far as Hot Toys breaks goes, it's not the absolute worst thing. God, even just looking at the cape over here, the aesthetics and everything on this piece are stellar. I love the interchangeable parts. You get the Jake Gyllenhaal head. This is just one of the better Hot Toys I've picked up, and for sure I felt like it was well deserved to be on the top 10. Now, come on, if you know me at all, you knew that the Into the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker figure would be on this top 10 list. And at number 3, yep, giving it to the Mafex figure over here. Mafex has done incredible stuff. I would say at number 2, it should be Gambit. And the Gambit figure, I got a review. I know I haven't reviewed it yet, but holy crap, that figure is awesome. Spoiler alert, I like it. But yeah, I do like the Peter B. Parker more. I like the interchangeable parts. I just feel like you're getting 2 figures in one over here, and I love the articulation, the paint, and the sculpt, and everything on this piece. It's an absolutely stellar figure, and I don't think anybody else is really quite making dope-ass Spider-Man figures like Mafex, and I had to put this Peter B. Parker high on my list. And at the number 2 spot, I'm giving it to the Hasbro's HasLab Sentinel. And this thing is just, I mean, I did a whole video talking about this. This was my number 1 Marvel Legend of the Year, so you guys should not be surprised that this is on the list over here. I have 3 of them, and these things are just so much fun to play around with. The whole knee issue, and I've talked about that before, that doesn't really bother me so much. I haven't had a personal problem with that. Not nearly as much as people have complained about it. I mean, there's a couple of times where I've tried to, stand them up and it's gotten a little bit loose, but it doesn't really bother me as much as I've heard the complaints. So really love this thing. Sung its praises a whole ton in the Marvel Legends video. So let's just move on to the number 1 figure of the year. Number 1 spot, I'm giving it to the RoboSyn Optimus Prime. I could not help it. This thing is groundbreaking. I have never seen anything like this. As a Transformers fan, this just blows my mind every time I look at it do anything. The fact that we have a fully self-transforming Transformer like this, I really think it's a dream for all Transformers collectors to see this thing even happen. Even if you just seen it in person, it just blows my mind, and I think this is just groundbreaking, and it had to be the number 1 figure of the year for me. Now, if you don't think this counts as a figure, I could understand that, so you could change the list in your head if you want, from the number 1 being to the RoboSyn figure to the HasLab Unicron, because that's truly the number 2 for me. This Optimus right here, and then Unicron, and then the HasLab Sentinel. But the RoboSyn Prime over here, this one just takes the spot at number 1 for me, because there's just never been anything close to this. A self-transforming Transformer figure. Plus, the downloads keep coming out, so it keeps on giving. I got new stuff for it to do and everything. My kids get a huge kick out of it. The only downside is that you can't really display it in robot mode, or if you have it displayed like this in truck mode, it's going to be all floppy unless you have it turned on all the time, which you don't want to do. But, I mean, come on, man. Just for the sake of the video, let's just get another one in here. Hey, Optimus Prime. And he's a little deaf. Hey, Optimus Prime. Hey, Optimus Prime. Hey, Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Transform. Oh, my God. It's so freaking cool. Yeah, every time it's so freaking badass. Oh, dude, this is so sick. It moved all the fabric around on my review station over here. But yeah, oh my God, I've had this thing for months, and it still just blows my mind every time I see this transform. And I have been having a great time watching a lot of other people have a great time with it also. Like watching Sean Long's clips and everything. All kinds of people are having a great time with this thing. It's just groundbreaking, stunning. Nothing like this ever before. And I didn't know this until the retail version came out, but you can remove this panel on the back of the head, which I had no clue that you could do that. So that's a neat little touch that you could do right there, but I don't mind having this back here. It's still really awesome. And then, yeah, you got to move these down right over here, but still, oh my God, this thing is so freaking cool. It had to be number 1. Just never seen anything like this before in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, because we got a bunch of cool stuff coming to the channel in 2022. I also have a second channel called Russ Toy Reviews, much more stripped down review style over there. If you're interested in checking that out, I'm going to be posting a lot over there throughout the year, so check it out. Link in the description below to the second channel. Now, this was a very difficult video to make. I had a really hard time not forgetting anything, and I'm sure I've forgotten some favorites, but Forgive me, man. There are a lot of figures, and holy crap. I mean, what a time to be a collector. This is just an amazing moment, I feel like, in collecting history. Just look at these figures over here, man. This is just so badass. I get the giant Sentinel back there, an actual transforming Optimus Prime. I mean, it's just nuts. I'm just blown away by what all the toy companies are doing with the industry. It's just crazy right now. And I want to know what you think of my top 10 list. Also, I'd like to know what your top 10 list is. So if you want to let me know, leave your list in the comment section and I will give it a heart if I get a chance to read it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay tuned. I'll have more reviews coming your way and I'll catch you guys later. And what's up with this hand over here? How did I let this go? What the heck is up with that? Well, anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.